Our whole world changed on 9/11. Things will never be the same as they were from that day forward.
9/11, it was with PTSD and mental health. We're just now seeing the waves and side effects of it over the last 20 years. I was at the United States Military Academy at West Point at the time. I got to my room and my roommate said, "Turn on television, the Twin Towers are on fire." My brother was on the 104th floor of the North Tower. I think what haunts me is the fact that he was scared. He was asthmatic. He was scared of heights. As the smoke was rising, I just picture him being scared, and I couldn't do anything for him. I said to myself, okay, now I know why I came to West Point and why I'm going to go to the Army and go into the military. At 21, after your brother being killed, the anger was billowing up. I was very gung-ho to go to Iraq. I thought, and this is going to sound crazy, but war would be therapeutic. And then going there and realizing war is hell, particularly as you start losing soldiers that you deploy with. The narrative of Joe Quinn, brother killed on 9/11, and he goes to Iraq and he gets the bastards, it just wasn't the case. I got back from my first tour in Iraq. I struggled coming home, and I think a lot of people struggle coming home. That's when I met General Graham.
When I got selected to be a one-star general, I was offered the opportunity to have an aide de camp. So I interviewed several officers. The last one I interviewed was Joe Quinn. Joe took it on and just never faltered. By 90 days in, someone else said, it's really a great thing that, you selected Joe to be your aide with his story and about his brother and everything. What are you talking about? So I talked to Joe about it.
And he said, why didn't you tell me, And I said, nobody wants to hear about my dead brother.
I said, Joe, I do. I want you to know about Jeff and Kevin Graham. I told Joe, Kevin died in June of 2003 and Jeffrey in February 2004.
Kevin was a senior RTC cadet. He hit a wall with depression, with the stress of RTC and pre-med, and we lost him.
We knew he was sad, we just didn't know you could die from being too sad. And we'll never get over not knowing, how we didn't know. We didn't know.
Kevin always wanted to be a doctor, and he wanted to be part of the healing side. And our son Jeff had been kind of GI Jeff, and Jeffrey was going to deploy to go to Iraq.
He was on foot patrol. He was in lead, saw something that didn't look right up on the bridge, so he stopped his platoon. And when he did that, the enemy detonated the IED by cell phone. He didn't come home alive, and neither did Roger Lang from New York City. They both were killed in the explosion. The rest of those men made it home.
He loved his platoon, and he was doing everything he could to keep them safe.
We were able to kind of bond over losing people you love in a horrific manner, which all three of them died.
And then Carol talked to Joe and said, here's Melanie's phone number.
I was the general's aide, and she was the general's daughter. Just her existence humbled me. All of a sudden, to know that this woman exists that lost two brothers. It's almost what brought us together, almost tore us apart, because we never really truly dealt with that underlying trauma of our brothers being gone. Melanie and I did get help. It was a long process, but that's the way out. It went from this experience of, Melanie and I got this help. Now, why can't everyone experience this? And trying to find as many veterans as possible that are not doing well physically, mentally, and substance abuse issues to get them the help that they need. I became the executive director of Headstrong, which provides direct therapy to veterans. You sign up within 24 hours, you're contacted, you see a psychiatrist.
As I was retired from the Army, I wanted to continue to give back in some way. And then I got a call about a program called Vets for Warriors. Vets for Warriors is a 24/7 live peer support line. Veterans answer the phone live within 30 seconds. And we're here to help, whatever they need. Whatever other resources they might need, we connect them and support them in every way we can. We want to get help for you. And the only way we're able to continue to grow, to reach more and hire more veterans to do this is because of organizations like Boeing that have been willing to provide us grant funding to help so many of our service members and veterans and their families.
Looking back, there's a world where we don't make it But thank God we chose the other path, because now we're married, we have 3 kids, and we couldn't be happier. You almost feel guilty about how happy we are, but if we didn't address those underlying traumas, we would never be where we are today.
You know, there's a hole in my heart that'll always be there for the loss of our sons. To me, it'll never be a weakness, it'll always be a strength, because there's more we can do to help others. There are a lot of Kevins in this world that are struggling in silence, because I think part of it's the stigma. People didn't understand mental health. Now I think more and more, the more we continue to speak about it, the more research, more and more people understand this is real.
I think as a society, we collectively have PTSD from 9/11, because we've all kind of experienced it, particularly around the big anniversary, like the 20th anniversary of 9/11. You're gonna start seeing the images over and over again. People are gonna need help more than ever. I've been really struggling with this personally, because it's not only kind of turning the page on the war and letting it go and letting 9/11 go, but really for me, it's finally letting my brother Jimmy go. And that's what fully needs to happen, so I could, fully be there for my kids. And that's the only thing I could tell veterans, is that whatever happens, you can make the decision to be all right with yourself and be there not only for yourself, but be there for your loved ones. I think it's time to start healing.